This is going to be awesome. Hi, welcome. My name's Lauren, in case you can't tell. And this is my new adventure. This whole idea came to me in a dream, literally. We're just gonna run with it. So here we are. Basically, in my dream, I had a podcast, and this is definitely not a podcast, but I don't know, maybe someday. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk about it. So, in my dream, I had this podcast, and it was called Lauren's Library. And if you know anything about me, which you may or may not, I've worked in a library for almost 6 years, and have loved every second of it. And I never thought we would be here. I never thought I would stay there. None of that. But here we are. And we're thriving. And that's great. So basically the whole idea of this channel, of this future potential podcast, of this, my existence here, is to bring you book-related content. But I promise it's not going to be boring. I'm not boring, usually. Not when it comes to this. Let's say that. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about a lot of things, and this is one of those things. So I feel like that just needs to be shared with the world. And maybe you guys don't want to necessarily go to a library, and that's fine. I get it. Maybe one of the purposes of this channel would be to break the stigma around going to libraries. I don't know if there is one, or if I just made that up, or if that's just my insecurities coming through, but maybe that can be one of the purposes of this channel. So at my job, I provide lots of book recommendations. I provide lots of input about various topics relating to books, not relating to books, and this is basically just gonna be that, but on YouTube, in case you can't make it to the library that I work at to get that in person. So really, I'm doing everyone a favor. You're welcome. This is gonna be awesome, I promise. So stick around, it's gonna be a good time. I'm pretty fun to hang out with. I'm biased, and I only have 3 friends, so maybe I'm not fun to be around, but I'm gonna pretend. For now, I'd like to leave you with not really a sneak peek, a teaser, I guess, of the books that I'm currently reading, that reviews will be coming your way after I finish them. I've already finished one of them, so that's a win. And I don't want you to think that this is just gonna be like, this is the book I read, this is what it's about, I liked it, you will like it too. That's not gonna be it, that's boring. And I'm not boring, that's what I'm trying to pitch here, is I'm not boring. If you have to say it so many times, it's probably not true. Anyway, you can be the judge of that, how's that? So I promise it's gonna be more exciting than that. And even if it does come to content that's just, this is the book I like, this is why, here's what it's about, read it, there's gonna be some snazz to it. Don't worry. I am gonna make this enjoyable. My original point of, you might notice I get off on tangents. Anyway, so here are the books that I'm currently reading. One of them I just finished, A+. This book is like 400-ish pages, and I read 300 of them, like, within a couple hours, and that's how good it was. But then I'm gonna do a book review of this. I can't give it all away now. But anyway, I just finished that one, so stay tuned for that. But it's basically the big conclusion to David Baldacci's Atlee Pine series. 10 out of 10. The first book, didn't like it. Had to listen to it to get through it. But then once I got through it, all the rest of the books in the series, including this one, were great. Top notch. David Baldacci is one of my favorite authors. I have another one of his books, One Good Deed. I picked this one up knowing that Mercy was the last book in his Atlee Pine series, and that I'm like not ready to move on from David Baldacci. So One Good Deed is the first of, I'm not sure how many books. I know there are 2 out right now, but I don't know if they're going to be a trilogy, like 5-part, 6-part. I don't know how many parts he's planning. One of the David Baldacci series I've read were like 6 books, so I don't know if he's going to keep that alive, but he also has like 4-book series. I don't know. I don't want to give any false information. No, ma'am. So all I know is there are 2 books in this series, and this series follows, maybe I can put his name up here, and you tell me how you think it's pronounced. I've been corrected almost every time I've tried to say it, so you let me know. But I've been told it's Aloysius, and I never would have guessed that. Let me know what you think. But I guess it's Aloysius. But it also takes place post-World War II, I think it is. And he was a war criminal and is just getting out of prison and trying to rework himself back into society. I don't think that's a word, but bear with me. Even though I'm a librarian, I make up a lot of words that sound like they should be words, but they're definitely not words. So maybe you'll learn that about me if you keep watching my videos. I always tell people this is something you will miss if you don't come see me in the library. One of the things I always tell people is I love David Baldacci because he doesn't write about any fluff. Like, he doesn't take a whole page to describe a sweater. Like, if he was going to describe the shirt I was wearing right now, he would just say the black shirt with sloths on it. But other authors would say, she was wearing a soft black shirt. It was long sleeves and it had a V-neck. And the sloths on it had trees and pink hats, and would literally take a whole entire page to describe it. Can't stand it. So I like that David Baldacci is very to the point. And I also just like how all of his stuff flows. But anyway, we'll get into that someday. That's one of the books that I'm reading. I will do a review on it once I'm done reading it, but Mercy will probably come first because I already finished that one. The next book that I'm currently reading that a review is going to come eventually is Lisa Scottoline's Someone Knows. I only picked this book up because it was a read-alike for, I don't know if it was David Baldacci's book or Karen Slaughter, but it was a read-alike for one of those books. I've never read Lisa Scottoline before, but I know a lot of people have, and a lot of people really like her as an author. I'll let you know what I think. But it basically, the main character goes back to her hometown for a funeral and ends up seeing her teenage childhood years friends, and they all have this huge secret about the deceased, and I guess events unfold and secrets start coming out and that kind of book. So that interests me to an extent. We'll see what that is about. I'll let you know, don't worry. The last book that I'm reading right now is called Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Correct me if I'm wrong a lot. So this book is a hot commodity right now. It just came out this year, and I finally get to read it. And it's another, you'll notice a lot of the books that I read are very like mystery, thriller-esque books. I've just always been drawn to that type of genre. I like that genre, and I like realistic fiction. Those are my two, like, And I think that's probably why I like mystery, because mystery is definitely like realistic-esque. Anyway, Survive the Night, this girl is trying to flee, I think it's her college campus, and she is like hitchhiking or catches a ride with someone. Sus, never do that. And the guy is supposedly going home to visit his father, but as the main female character is listening, she's like, that doesn't make sense, and this is kind of weird, and just bad vibes in general. And I'm sure you can see where this is going, and I'm sure that's where it will go, but I'll have to read it to really find out, because you could get all that information just from the book jacket, so there's no way that's the whole story. But I'll let you know. So stick around for that review. I've also never read this author. I know that Riley Sager, whatever it is, has at least one other book. It could be a bunch of other books, and I'm just like failing as a librarian right now. But it does say that the author has 5 other books. This is the 5th thriller, so I guess 4 other books. So that's promising. If they've written one book and it's successful, great. They write a second one, it's probably fine. But 5 books, good track record. I digress. Stick around. Those reviews are coming. Like I said, they'll be exciting reviews. They won't be boring, I promise. Probably. All in all, welcome. Welcome to this adventure. Welcome to my making my dream come true. Not necessarily lifelong dream, but literal dream. Maybe that's some merch in the future. Follow your dream, just your literal dreams. I don't know. I'll work on it. Thank you for watching. Welcome. Hope to see you next time. This is going to be awesome. I promise. That's going to be some merch for sure. Has to be. But I guess only if it really is awesome. But it will be. Don't worry. I'm going to go. Welcome. Happy holidays. Happy winter, happy snow. This is gonna be awesome.
All right, ta-ta.